People who have actually had sex with a step relative, what was the aftermath? We were on a family holiday in Spain and the apartment was quite small, so a few of us slept in the living room. I was almost asleep when I heard my older brother get a hand job from my stepsister. I had forgotten about the sounds until now, so thanks bro. I don't think they had sex, maybe without me knowing, but I don't think there was any aftermath besides extreme awkwardness on my part for the rest of the holiday and a significant time afterwards. Now I think about it, they were both ill for a few evenings that holiday, so now I realize that was bullshit and it was Bang City. To further expand, as it may not be clear, my dad and stepmom would take us out for dinner every night, so both of them being ill meant they were in the apartment alone. P.S. I don't know if they knew I was awake, hope not, but now I can't stop thinking about the unbuckling of the belt and the unzipping noises and then fap etc. Brother was 16, stepsister 15 and I was 13. I am now 31 and I hadn't thought about this in at least 10 years. You replying to yourself makes this 3x funnier. Like he's posting as the memories he suppressed start to reappear. A live therapy session with himself. You can see the puzzle pieces fall into place in his head through text. This should be in the Louvre. My stepbrother is also my brother-in-law. He married my sister and they have 2 kids. This isn't a good story though, they were dating before our dad and his mom started dating. So we all met as adults, and I knew him originally as my sister's boyfriend, and then it got weird on paper cause our parents married. Did your parents meet through them or did they not know they were dating? Our dad and my bio stepbro mom were like high school sweethearts but married other people, my dad marrying my mom, his now wife marrying my bio stepbro dad, after high school. Our dad had told us stories of her many times and the chance came for us to meet her when she was in town and we met her and her 2 sons and all exchanged numbers. At this time our dad was still married to his second wife, then it came out later that there was an affair and my dad got a divorce and married my bro-in-law's mom. However, he got remarried really fast, so at the time of my sister's wedding, she was marrying her stepbrother. Even though they had dated openly longer than my dad and his mom tried to add some clarity without convoluting it more. That's kinda ducked up of your parents to get married before your sister and your brother-in-law. Right? It would have been the polite and considerate thing to do. Not me but my older brother. For years the story was he got the clap from this older woman who took his virginity. A month ago he told me the truth. He got the clap from our stepsister, who at one point tried to sleep with me too. Bro, you were almost Eskimo brothers with your brother, through your sister. Now that's a sentence. Had a coworker who was sleeping with his stepsister. Both of them were already in college when their parents met and got married. Pretty sure it lasted a while, with them all living in the same house. Eventually got caught by one of the parents, which ultimately led to the parents separating. #Sislavis thanks for the gold, big brother. What are you doing, stepbro? I could hear it. Oh my god, lol. And the god-awful background music too. Oh snap snap boom ha 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 Shimmer, you're the best big brother I could have ever asked for. What about half-brother and half-sister? I have a buddy whose married mom cheated with a younger guy and my friend was the result. When he was an adult, he fell in love with a gal who just happened to be the daughter of the younger guy who had married someone else and had this girl. My friend and this girl got married and had a kid, who died young, and then his wife, unknown half-sister, died. This was about 15 years ago. My buddy's mom just told him this year that his wife was actually his half-sister. The mom knew the whole time and never said anything or tried to stop the wedding out of fear of destroying her own marriage. Edit, I think I found the confusion people are having. Hopefully corrected. treeimgur.com. That's some Greek tragedy type stuff right there. Say psych right now before I tear out my eyes. Oedipus Regnum. I heard a joke about Oedipus and King Midas the other day. I forget exactly how it went, but it was mother duck and gold. Edit spelling. My sister gave our stepbrother a blowjob on one end of our wraparound couch, with our grandmother asleep on the other end. Spoiler alert, she woke up. We had some ducked up family dynamics. Edit, I've answered these in the comments, but for anyone who doesn't feel like scrolling. What happened when she woke up? My grandmom woke up mid-job, smacked my sister on the back of the head with her slipper, they sprung apart and ran away without saying a word, and the next morning everyone just acted like nothing ever happened. As far as I know, my grandmother never said a word about it to anyone. Where was I? I was in bed, sneakily reading Aragon and none the wiser, until my sister told me the next morning. I think these two instances perfectly encapsulate who we both were as a person lol, and still are tbh. Hey, I think I've seen this one before. Robbie? Is that you? Hooked up with dad's girlfriend's daughter before they married. Her mom found out. All she said was, well, I'm glad you two got it out of your system before you're related. Anyways, it was boring and pointless. The whole naughtiness of it was the best part. Edit, punctuation. Because I'm worried about what you people will think of me. My husband's brother secretly dated their stepsister. Only my husband knew about it. Despite him telling his brother that it was a bad idea, he still pursued the relationship. They had to confess to the family because she unexpectedly got pregnant. Their mom was upset and disappointed, but said she'd support their decision to be in a relationship and start their own family. The father, however, could not get on board and pressured his daughter to get an abortion and to end the relationship. They still ended up together and had the baby. A few years later, they both cheated on each other and ended the relationship. Family gatherings are super awkward with my husband's side of the family. Edit, I should add, when they became step-siblings, she was 10 and he was 13. They started dating when she was 23. Dude, that sounds really awkward. How often do you go to family gatherings for his side? About 2 to 3 times a year. Usually during a major holiday. I feel bad for their son. He's too young to notice it right now, but I have no idea how it'll affect him when if he finds out his parents are step-siblings. Edit, I should add, when they became step-siblings, she was 10 and he was 13. They started dating when she was 23. I have a feeling the step-siblings aspect of his situation will be the thing that ducks him up the least of all the other stuff you mentioned. My dad was banging my mom's sister and I have a couple of cousin brothers to show for it. Yes, Florida. Oh dear. Absolutely nothing. We were in our 20s when our parents got married. Got drunk one night years later, smashed, went about our business. Would hook up every once in a while afterwards, but just kinda stopped. No fanfare, no drama, and we're still cool. Fun while it lasted. 1010 would hit again. Considering you were both already adults when your parents got married, this is probably as tame as this scenario can get. This thread is like a car accident. I really don't want to see what people say, but I also can't help but to be curious. Yeah, it is. My parents are stepsister brother. What's your relationship with them like? Good, I love them dearly. They are divorced and don't communicate but are friendly with each other. Honestly, it messes up my family tree and it's hard to understand who is who to me. Though it's a funny thing to tell people. My 6th G grandparents were step-siblings. It was indeed confusing at first when I was trying to research the family tree. I was like, okay, his father is 30 and his mother was 30 and his mother died and his father remarried to 30. Now her father was 30 and her mother was 30 and her father died and her mother remarried too. Now just wait a damn minute. Holy shit, that's a lot of porn stars for one family. They're all named Xander Cage. A girl I worked with had, in my opinion, a really weird situation. Her dad was dating a woman and she was dating the woman's son. All living under the same roof too. I believe they broke up and it got pretty toxic as they kept trying to make their step-sibling jealous by bringing home randoms to sleep with. Imagine explaining that one to the people you're bringing around. One of my uncles married a woman when they were in their 50s, and their 20-something kids ended up falling in love and marrying. So my cousin married her stepbrother. My uncle ended up divorcing and has a third wife, but my cousin is still happily married with 3 kids 20 plus years later.